forefront. I think one of the things that's exciting about this summit is I think it's given much greater focus on the opportunities from AI, in addition, of course, to thinking about risks and regulation and all the complexities of it. But I think by focusing on the opportunities, those are the things that are going to benefit people in society. I think too often many of these conversations have been too just focused on the risks and complexities, and also not enough on the opportunity. So I hope that science is one of those. But as Demis and I think a lot about, the economy is one of those, benefiting people's another part of that, but also tackling some really pressing societal challenges.
So with that, I'm excited to hear your questions. We've got a couple of people with...
And I think it's important to regulate AI, but it's important to get the regulations right. And when that's hard when the technology itself is not fully understood and it's so fast moving. And it also needs to be international, because AI is going to affect all countries, the whole world, and as a technology. And there needs to be sort of international cooperation around that. And that's also tricky in the current environment. So I think that's why summits like this have, I think, an important part to play, bringing together industry, academia, and civil society and governments all together.
Of them, maybe with tool use or computer use, are sufficient to get to AGI?
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, just briefly on DeepSeek, it's an impressive piece of work, and I think it's probably the best work I've seen come out of China. But it's important to understand that despite the hype, there's no actual new scientific advance there. It's using known techniques, actually many of the techniques we invented at Google and at DeepMind, things like AlphaZero and some of the reinforcement learning they use. But it's very well implemented, and it shows they can do extremely good engineering. And it's definitely an interesting thing that's arrived on the market, and it changes things, I think, on a geopolitical scale. So there's a lot of implications there, but it isn't. Again, it's sort of not quite. It's exaggerated a little bit, I think, the hype that we've seen about it. But it nonetheless is a very good model. One of the challenges is that it comes down to like the accuracy of the model.
A demo in the World Economic Forum?
Yeah, we're in the same demo actually.
So he will plug to Google Hotels to propose some interesting. So this is an easy one. There are many ways of interacting as well on the phone.